Welcome back, guys. Today we're returning to the shadowy depths of the Phantom's world with the long-awaited sequel to a Broadway legend. Folks, this isn't just a continuation, it's a reimagining, a journey into the heart of obsession, love, and the enduring power of music. Get ready to embark on a dark and romantic voyage because we're about to talk Love Never Dies. Love Never Dies is a romantic musical with music lyrics and book by Andrew Lloyd Webber, Glenn Slater, Ben Elton, and Frederick Forsyth. Known officially as the sequel to Broadway's longest-running musical, The Phantom of the Opera, the plot of Love Never Dies takes place 10 years after the events of the original Phantom, when Christine Daae is invited by Oscar Hammerstein for her American debut. Until, that is, an anonymous impresario contracts her to perform at Phantasma, a new attraction right here on Coney Island. With her husband Raoul and son Gustav in tow, Christine journeys to Brooklyn, apparently unaware that it is actually the Phantom who has arranged her appearance in this popular beachside resort. Andrew Lloyd Webber first began plans for a sequel to his 1986 hit musical The Phantom of the Opera in 1990. Following a conversation with the late Maria Bjornson, the original designer of The Phantom of the Opera, Lloyd Webber decided that were a sequel to come about, it would be set in New York City at the turn of the 20th century. Now, one of his earlier ideas was to have the Phantom live above ground in Manhattan's first penthouse. Well, he later rejected this after seeing a TV documentary about the Coney Island Fairground. Lloyd Webber began collaborating with author Frederick Forsyth on the project, but it soon fell apart as Lloyd Webber felt the ideas they were developing would be difficult to adapt for a stage musical. Forsyth went on to publish some of the ideas he had worked on with Lloyd Webber in 1999 as a novel entitled The Phantom of Manhattan. Well, in 2006, Andrew returned to the project, collaborating with a number of writers and directors. However, he still did not feel the ideas he had were adaptable into a piece of musical theater. Finally, in early 2007, Lloyd Webber approached Ben Elton to help shape a synopsis for a sequel based on Lloyd Webber's initial ideas. Elton's treatment of the story focused more on the original characters of the Phantom of the Opera, allowing Webber to begin work on the sequel. Now, fun fact here, Cats is all about the mystery and magic of felines. But apparently Lloyd Webber forgot to include the subplot where they're also digital score demolition experts. So Love Never Dies had become delayed because Lloyd Webber's 6-month-old kitten Otto climbed onto Lloyd Webber's Calvinova digital piano and managed to delete the entire original score. I guess one could say Otto, clearly taking method acting to a whole new level, proved that even rare breed Turkish fans have a deep understanding of musical composition by erasing it. Hey, maybe he was trying to rewrite memory for the digital age. At any rate, Andrew was unable to recover any of the original files, which led him to eventually reconstruct the entire score. Now, Andrew originally intended for Love Never Dies to open simultaneously in London, New York, and Shanghai in the fall of 2009. Well, by March of 2009, he had decided to open the show at London's Adelphi Theatre, followed by Toronto's Royal Alexandra Theatre, and finally Shanghai's AIA Grand Theatre. Beginning in August of 2009, the three cast would rehearse simultaneously in London for 3 months. That was until a few unexpected events would take place. In May, the debut of the London production was delayed until March of 2010 due to Webber reorchestrating the score and re-recording the album. Now, technical issues with special effects and an automation version of Christine and the casting of multiple simultaneous productions also contributed to the postponement. To make matters worse, by October of 2009, the Shanghai plans had been dropped entirely in favor of an Australian production. Well, in March of 2010, Love Never Dies would officially premiere at London's Adelphi Theatre, running for just 18 months and starring Canadian actor and singer-songwriter Raman Karimloo, musical theater actress and figure skater herself, Sierra Bodges, Actor, writer, and director Joseph Milson. Actress and widow of playwright and lyricist the late Alan J. Lerner, Miss Liz Robertson. British actress of both stage and screen Summer Strachan. And Northern Irish singer Niamh Perry. Now, when the production closed in August of 2011, Andrews stated that although he was very, very proud of the London production, it did not completely work, and also said something just went slightly wrong. I had gotten cancer just before the production, and it was just that crucial 5% off beam. After Love Never Dies opened, it received mostly negative critical reviews. Ben Brantley of the New York Times gave it 0 stars, calling the production a big, gaudy new show. And he might as well have a kick me sign posted to his backside. This poor sap of a show feels as eager to be walloped as a clown in a carnival dunking booth. Why bother when from beginning to end, Love Never Dies is its very own spoiler. Well, by May of 2011, Melbourne's Regent Theatre would host the production starring Australian actor and baritone Ben Lewis and Australian actress and soprano Anna O'Byrne. Before the show's opening, the director Simon Phillips addressed the negative reaction of fans of Phantom to the London production, stating, "I think the majority of the noise about Love Never Dies wasn't literary. They didn't care that Andrew was creating a sequel to the original story. However, Love Never Dies is not a sequel to Gaston Leroux's original novel, in which the character of the Phantom dies at the end. The central plot idea is that the Phantom and Christine have slept together. Now, if people don't buy that, then they're never going to come on board with the show. They're never going to truly respond to it." Well, the Melbourne production was filmed in September of 2011 and made available on both Blu-ray and DVD. Lloyd Webber stated at the time that even if a Broadway production did not happen, he felt that he had closed the chapter on Peace, as the filmed version is something he's very, very proud of, and it does not really matter to him if it comes tomorrow or 5 years' time. Well, Chris Boyd of The Australian called the musical the best thing Lloyd Webber has written in the quarter century since Phantom of the Opera. Love Never Dies is still a missed opportunity. It toys half-heartedly with domestic melancholia. Christine's wealthy suitor Raoul, 10 years on, is an insecure and possessive husband who uses his wife's talent to pay off his gambling debts. He frets that he cannot deliver to Christine the rush that music brings, leaving her ultimately vulnerable, once more, to her angel of music. Love Never Dies provides several of those rush moments, but doesn't quite connect the starry dots. Well, in January of 2012, the Melbourne production transferred to Sydney's Capitol Theatre, once again asking Australian audiences to look with their heart at the beauty underneath. However, the Courier Mail reported that the show opened to mixed reviews and has struggled with ticket sales, closing after just 7 months. Now, after its Australian closure, Love Never Dies would tour in 4 international cities before a 2-night concert production of the musical would be presented in May of 2023 at London's Theatre Royal. It would be the first time this version of the show had been performed in London since its original run. The concert starred actor and baritone Norm Lewis, Dutch actress and singer Celine Schoenmaker, British actress of both stage and screen Sally Dexter, and British actress and dancer Courtney Stapleton. Now, the most extended piece of scholarship on Love Never Dies is by David Chandler. He considers Love Never Dies badly judged and one of the oddest sequels in theatrical history, shaped by a peculiar love-hate relationship to its original. On one hand, it shores up the position the Phantom of the Opera occupies as Lloyd Webber's central defining musical, while on the other, it seems intent, in a rather Freudian way, on displacement, on destroying the authority of the earlier work. Now, Chandler takes issue with the incompatibility of the plot and character motivations expressed in Love Never Dies, as sequel and original are erected on such different imaginative premises where they cannot both be true. Well, folks, Love Never Dies reminds us that the past can haunt us, that love can be both a blessing and a curse, and that even in the face of darkness, the human heart yearns for connection. It's a reminder that some stories, some passions, truly never fade away. Until next time, folks, keep listening to the music from within. And remember, love, like a phantom, never dies and can linger long after the curtain falls.